Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Cocle in Panama. Cocle is a really interesting little province. From what I read, it's kind of a drive-through area of Panama because Panama City is just over here. It's like the place that you go through. The Pan American Highway goes through it too. If you're getting from one part of the country to the other, it's just a place to drive through. So there isn't like a ton of stuff to see, but there is stuff to see. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still some great stuff here in Cocle. Mainly the coast. I think the biggest draw is the coastline. You can see this is Parita Bay right here. And I'm pretty sure it's just kind of this area right here that's called the Pacific Riviera of Cocle. Lots of resorts and fancy beaches along here. Along this side, there's a lot of aquaculture, so not so much over here, but definitely on this coast. The capital is Penonome, right up here. And it definitely gets more and more mountainous as we go further north. You can see the Cordillera Central running like a spine down the Isthmus of Panama. Up here you can see the General Omar Torrijos National Park, which we'll talk about why it's named that when we get to the history, which I think we should get to, because that's pretty much it. Very mountainous, very forested up here, and then you hit the beach down here. That's pretty much it. But there have been a lot of very interesting peoples that lived in this area of the world on the Isthmus of Panama all throughout history. Sadly, archaeology is really lacking in this area. There have only been just a few expeditions, I suppose, archaeological digs in Cocle. But they have turned up many different civilizations that came and went way before the Spanish even knew this area existed. We don't know a lot about them. We've only found burial sites. One of them you can see right here, Sitio Conte, which is actually on private property, so there's no pictures of it on Google Earth to look at, but it was a necropolis for the ancients who lived here. But if we go in this area around here and up here, you can see this town is El Valle, which is really cool. It's a town that's entirely within the caldera of an extinct volcano. But if you go up around the volcano, you'll find lots of great petroglyphs. Of course, we'll look at those on Google Earth. Absolutely gorgeous petroglyphs, which is rock art, rock carving. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, we don't know nearly as much as we should about the ancient peoples of this area, but we do know they were there. And they were definitely here when the Spanish arrived. They pretty much established Penonome in 1581 on top of an existing town that was already there. There's a lot of legends around Penonome. I didn't write this down, but the name comes from the defeat of the tribal leader of this area here, and the Spanish named it that. But yeah, there's a lot of myths around all of the names of the areas here that we won't get into today. Penonome was actually briefly the capital of Panama in 1671. You can see Panama City's just over here. It was sacked by Henry Morgan, the pirate, so they relocated the government here while they rebuilt Panama City, just briefly. But we're up here in the national park. How did this become a national park with a man's name? Omar Torrijos was I guess a revolutionary general leader. Like, he was never the official president of Panama, but he helped overthrow the government and was the one who negotiated with the United States with Jimmy Carter to give the Panama Canal to Panama. We're going to talk more about this soon. You can see Colon province is over here with the canal running through. We'll talk about the Panama Canal in much more detail in a couple of weeks. We get to Colon province. But yeah, the reason that Panama is the way it is today is because of Omar Torrijos, who in 1981 sadly passed away when his airplane crashed into this mountain while it was trying to land on a rainy day. It could have been an assassination. We'll never know. It was most likely it was raining and the plane crashed into a mountain. Very sad. But it's a little town up here, which is not on this map, where Torrijos had a home. I assume he was flying there. And they've turned it into a little museum and made this a national park in his honor, which I think is appropriate there. But I really couldn't find much else about this province's history. Like I said, it's in the United States we have what we call flyover states, like Iowa, like Kansas, that there's not really much to like go there to do. Like you wouldn't go to Kansas. You wouldn't go to Iowa. You fly over them. I know I'm in northern Idaho now, so now I live in a flyover state, and I do see a lot of airplanes flying over. But I figure this is kind of the equivalent of that in Panama. It's the drive-through province to get to Panama City, or driving through this way to get to Bocas del Toro, or wherever you're trying to get over here to the beaches and islands. But like I said, that doesn't mean that there's nothing here. There is some neat stuff here, like the petroglyphs. We gotta check it out. I think we should grab the tablets and explore Cocle province on Google Earth. Let's go. Here we are in Cocle province. Let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Panama is one of the easiest countries to find on the globe. You can see the Isthmus of Panama here, definitely like the most famous isthmus in the world, connecting Central America to South America. Everyone knows where Panama is, right? Do we all know? Well, if you didn't, now you do. So Cocle is located right where this like arch begins up toward the canal over here. So let's start down on the beach. I'll show you all the big resorts down here. Big hotels there, beach clubs. Let's look at this beach. It's gorgeous, of course, here on the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful sand, good swimming in the water. And of course, the nice resorts. Looks like they got a lazy river going through. How nice is that? I love a good lazy river. But yeah, beaches all around and lots of places to stay here. Big hotels and little hotels. You can see Paradise Beach Hostel right there. The magic banyan tree. Hold on, what is the magic banyan tree? Oh, it is magic, isn't it? Look at that. How beautiful. That's like the most beautiful trees in the world. How pretty. There's a big old banyan tree here. It is magical, isn't it? Anyway, that is the Riviera area there. And then, like I said, if you go over here, look at all the aquaculture. All the fish farms and shrimp farms. Farming the fishies all throughout here. Look at all of them. So much. So much. That's a lot. Maybe some salt pans too, but it's a lot of aquaculture. All right. Let me show you Penonome. I was going to say, that's not the city of Penonome. It is down here, which there isn't much to show you, but there is a museum. We love a good regional museum. They've got like a little bit of everything here. You can see some stuff from the Spanish period, some church artifacts, some very old ancient artifacts here. Looks like some cobbler's materials, I think. Some grindstones, hand axes. Look at that. Cool hats. It's kind of the regional hat in the area. You can get them handmade just like this in some villages, and I'm sure in Penonome. Beautifully painted bowl here. Let's see how cute. Oh, beautiful lace there. Almost looks like Nyanduti lace, but that's in South America. That's in Paraguay. Very nice. Looks like they're building a big old shopping mall here. It's probably already built. Let me know if anyone's in Penonome. Look how big it's gonna be. Is this mall built by now? Let me know. I'm curious. It's huge. But yeah, that is little Penonome. Like I said, mostly just a place that you drive through. That's Tia Rosita Park. Oh. I know what I need to show you. It's over here. This park right here, the December 8th park, is the Geographic Center of Panama. It said there's a little plaque here for it, but all the pictures look like they're from Lunar New Year, which is great. There is a very large Chinese population here in Penonome, which is quite interesting, I think. And how great that they're having a nice Lunar New Year festival, beautiful lanterns, or maybe an autumn festival. And they eat the mooncakes. But yeah, that's the center of Panama, right there in that park. Geography nerd stuff. There are lots of neat little pictures out here. Look at this beautiful waterfall. And look at the basalt columns around it. It's like we're in Northern Ireland here. It's a Giant's Causeway of Panama, but with a waterfall on it. That is so, so neat. Yeah, this is one of those places, and then watch it happen, where I've been tapping all the different pictures expecting to get no pictures, and there's always pictures. But now watch me tap something and there won't be any pictures. Watch. But not so here. We're going to head over to El Valle de Anton, which if I zoom out so you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see in the 3D, yeah, kind of, that it is entirely within the crater of this volcano. How cool is that? A whole city there. And of course it is extinct. It's not going to erupt ever again. So up here we can find some beautiful petroglyphs. Look at that. Squiggly squigglies. All along the rocks here that our ancient ancestors felt the need to record. Maybe it was a language. Look at this beautiful landscape. Is that Google Earth crashing? Oh my gosh. You know, someday this will get fixed, but today's not that day. Today is not that day. There we go. Okay. Let's look at this one. Look at that. Yeah, I wonder what all of these meant. They were so important that they needed to be written down on these rocks. But we don't know. We may never know why our ancestors needed to get this down in writing. How beautiful. There's a couple more around here. I think if let's see. Yep, look. Look at these. Maybe of some kind of map. Or a star map, maybe. Oh, how pretty. Wow, it zoomed out. beautiful waterfall coming down. And a lovely rainbow, too. What a gorgeous little corner of the world. And like this is the drive-through area. This is the area that you skip on your way to Panama City. This town should not be like that. A place like this should be celebrated. I found a couple others. I feel like it was over by... Let me see this. Yeah, I know it's another waterfall, but I find them buried in different slides. Just look at this rock. It's a bunch of rocks all mushed together with all this moss to make one big rock. Yeah, I find them like buried in slideshows of other things. But I can't remember which ones they were because there's so many neat slideshows out here. Las Delicias. I'm tempted to tap that. Let's see what it is. Is it a restaurant? No. What is this? It might be a restaurant. Pretty landscape though. Like I said, I've had good luck with this area finding neat little stuff. Oh, it's a little chapel. How cute. Anyway. Let's see if this waterfall has any extra bonus. Nope, but very pretty nonetheless. As we go further north, it gets more and more rugged until we hit the national park. So if we look over here, make sure I don't wander too far off our plan here. Let me see. Yeah, lots of great slideshows here, but it's over here, I want to say. Yeah. This runway was where he was heading. You can see. And his house is over here, but it looks like it's technically not in Cocle province, so we'll skip that today. That'll be another day. But yeah, this would be the mountainous area where his plane sadly crashed. But let me see. I'm trying to find the slideshows that had good pictures. I see lots of fincas out here. Let me see. Feria Nacional. Oh, that's right. The Buffalo Fair. Look at all the buffalo. Big old buffalo butts right there. And I guess they're grilling them up. Oh, gosh. Oh, I bet it tastes so good. But, I can just head over here. This is where I'm trying to go. There we go. And see more beautiful waterfalls cascading down. More waterfalls. San Juan de Torpe. Let's see what that is. Part of this river with pretty flowers and butterflies. And beautiful evening skies overhead. Show the ones that I thought I would show you. I don't see them. We're gonna look at the big slideshow at the very end, but there's one. I don't remember where it is now. I remember it was near the border. I don't know, maybe it was the museum. Maybe I am thinking of the museum. Oh gosh, I am flying away over here. Yeah, I think it was this. Yeah, it was this. This is what I was looking at. Oh well, I guess we'll look at it anyway. Oh no, this wasn't it. Look at the breakfast bar here at the museum. They got a little hammock for him too. This wasn't it. There was a little area where maybe it was this. It was very near the border. Nope. But that looks nice too. I was having a little drink of coffee. It said it was like the spot where Omar Torrijos would smoke his cigars and look out at the... I want to find it so you can see. Make sure I'm translating the Spanish correctly, but I can't find it. Must have been over here, right? But I don't see anything. Unless it's this. I don't think so. That's Puerto Calabo. Oh, cute sign. No, that's a place to dock your canoe if you're exploring the rivers. I don't know. Mystery. Maybe someone can find it and point it out to me. Or maybe it's just in this slideshow. Maybe. Is it in here? No, but it is beautiful. Let's end it here. I don't want to be wandering around for forever. But yes, this is his national park to remember him by. How gorgeous. What a beautiful monument. Thank you so much for watching. Here's the waterfall again. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Because next we're actually heading to Australia. Now, if you can't tell, if you haven't noticed, if you're kind of new here, I'm going in alphabetical order around the world. Can you guess where in Australia we're going next? It's obviously not Queensland. It's not Victoria. It's not New South Wales. Where could we be going in Australia? Where do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Let me know all your thoughts, and please, if you can, hype this video. I would appreciate that so much. Thank you very, very much. I wish I could find that thing. That's kind of been my luck lately. It's like, oh, I gotta find the one thing, and then it just, I don't see it anywhere. Oh well. I feel like that's happened in every video this week. Oh well. I hope that you found this video, however, to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good